Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order this evening on November 10th, one day before Remembrance Day, and the year's almost over. Imagine that. I don't even know what I did this year. So, first off, excuse me, sorry. I think, did everybody get their agenda? I hope. Sweet. So if we could get a motion to approve the agenda for this evening.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Oh, okay. Motion made by Karen and second by Pearl.
Sure.
Sweet. All in favor? There. My hand's over here. There we go. Motion carried. Any declarations of interest this evening? Sounds like a no. 4, delegation presentations. I don't believe we have anything, unless there's something I'm unaware of. No. Next, number 5. Minutes from the previous meeting. I believe they went out as well. We get a motion to approve the minutes. Motion made by Tracy and second again by Pearl. All in favor? Motion carried. All right, on to the fun stuff, the meat and potatoes. 6.0, to address the notification and distribution of agenda to members. It was brought to our attention that we had a tendency to get stuff out a little late. If my understanding is correct, Matthew, you might be able to speak on that. I believe we need to have it out to the members 3 days prior.
Yeah.
And that was also, and that is 3 days. Is that also 3 days to the board members?
So it only has to go to board members. There just needs to be a notice of the meeting put on Facebook, which is sufficient.
Yeah.
And or the website for just general members and for their information. It doesn't have to, the agenda and everything doesn't have to be sent out directly to them, but it's always nice to include it if you so desire. And so that's all that you need to do for the general members, and then for members of the board, then it's 3 days prior to the meeting sending out the agenda.
Alrighty. Just needed to double check that it was brought to our attention, so wanted to double check that. That being said, under this item, it was requested a while back about moving our meetings to the second Tuesday of each month, because there was some conflict with town and when they were having meetings, and everyone was having like 3 days of meetings, which I could understand not being very fun. As per our previous arrangement, we did have agreed that we would do the first Tuesday, so that sometimes does change, but it'd probably be wise to possibly make a motion that we do the meetings every second Tuesday, if that's possible for everybody.
Just for clarification, is it every second Tuesday or the second Tuesday of every month?
Second
Tuesday of every month. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's a lot of meetings. So if anybody care to make the motion for BIA meetings to be the second Tuesday of every month.
I'll make the motion that we meet as a BIA group on the second Tuesday of every month going forward.
Perfect. And second, Pearl, all in favor? Perfect. Motion carried. No, obviously there could be issues around that. Under that as well, I know, Teresa, you mentioned obviously in regards to cancellations of meetings. You mentioned something in regards to policy or something. Did you have anything in mind?
I guess it would mean to institute an RSVP. Like is that pretty much being done now?
The last few meetings, I think with the exception maybe the last one, been going off the doodle poll was the majority. But yeah, with actually no confirmation of that, but
Yeah, I just think I don't believe I'm just speaking for myself. I think for everybody, it's tough, right? When you plan for your evening and then not make plans or give up spontaneous plans just to have it canceled within a half an hour of the meeting time. I just don't think it's fair for any of the players.
agreed.
So, yeah, so if a policy could be, if you're not able to make it, if that's known for sure, I think for the time it takes to record that and communicate that, it might prevent such an incident to happen, you know. And if it only had happened once or twice, you know, that's life, right? But it seemed to be coming potentially more of a regular thing, which I guess I think everybody would want to avoid, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think summer was a little rough on people, and yeah, my memory was shot over the summer too, so I definitely didn't help the matter.
I think Matthew wanted to maybe add to that.
Oh, I was just wondering if a calendar invite was sent out with the agenda for each meeting, and then if at Monday at 4 p.m. there wasn't quorum that had responded to that, then the meeting would be canceled at that point. So that way it gives basically 24 hours notice that the meeting wouldn't be occurring. But it's then also incumbent upon everybody to respond to that calendar invite to accept it by Monday at 4.
I like that.
That makes sense. Would that need to be made a motion to make such a rule? Probably.
Yeah, I think it helps just so it's nicely documented and then all the members know that that's the ruling.
Sounds good to me. So would anybody care to make the motion? Basically, it would be to receive notification of cancellation 24 hours prior.
Can I suggest maybe you want to start it off with that members will receive notice of meetings within the 3-day requirement and are then required to cancel, confirm their availability no later than 24 hours. Because I think it's a double-edged sword, right? It's a combination of sometimes we just aren't getting notice of meetings with enough time for members to send regrets. And then other times you're getting last minute regrets that end up with these last minute cancellations. So I think it's to a certain extent, you've got to put the onus on your board to send that information out and make sure that you give members enough time to see it and respond and decline by the Monday.
Mm-hmm. Tracy? You're muted.
You're muted.
Unmute. Hi. Whose responsibility do we want that to be to send out the invite? Like, should it just go with the 3 days prior notice? And should that be done like by the secretary or the chair, or who do we want to designate that to?
So why don't we do it, especially if we're going to have the meetings the second Tuesday of every month, just by the I guess it would be by the Thursday of the following week, the secretary should have the agenda and previous minutes out to the board. And then that's your advance notice. And then you have until 4 p.m. on Monday to say if you're not able to attend. Mm-hmm. I think you should respond either or if you're attending or not attending. Would that make sense?
All right, that makes sense to me. Anybody else? All righty. So who would care to word that motion? That's a good one. All kinds of wording there. What do you think?
I'll make the motion. So,
okay.
So 3 days in advance, 3 business days in advance of the meeting, the secretary is to send out the agenda and minutes to the board, and the board members have until 4 p.m. on the Monday prior to the meeting to accept or decline.
Alrighty.
That makes sense?
Sounded good. So Karen has made the motion. Anyone care to second? Oh, Ben was first. All in favor? Motion carried. Hopefully that'll help. And by all means, if anybody misses something, please send an email or something, or you can throw something if you want, though, but it won't work through a computer. But all right, so I think that is it for that topic. What we got next? Update on the Digital Main Street program. I don't know, between Dana and Tracy, who'd like to go first? You guys get to
I
fight
do
over.
apologize. We had invited Justin to attend the last two meetings, but they were canceled due to member quorum, and I just couldn't justify bringing him out again for another hour. He's very busy.
That's fine. I was talking, he was in
so-
today to see me, and I told him I forgot to invite him too. And it's okay, he couldn't make it anyway, so.
Well, and that's again, so we've got Tracy will kind of serve as your liaison. We had our first bi-weekly update meeting. Oh gosh, I guess it's been over a week ago now. So we're, things are progressing really well. Justin's made some great strides with servicing our businesses. And there was a bit of a concern with eligibility for the digital transformation grant program. And we've since received confirmation from OBIA that they will fund the businesses located in the outskirt areas of the BIA, like those ones that were on King Street, but not necessarily part of the BIA levy. So they are willing to apply a bit more of a gray area, which we're really pleased to see as far as that's concerned. Yeah, and maybe at this point, I'll just pass it over to Tracy if you have anything that you want to add from our update.
Justin is great, first of all. What a great choice. He really knows what he's talking about. I was lucky enough to have a meeting with him, and I went through the pre-qualification process with him. Super simple. And even in the pre-qualification process, it identifies things that you are lacking and things that you want to improve on. So it kind of helps you that way. And then since that time, I've also done the training courses, and the training courses are really good, really, really good. I would recommend anybody to even, just take the training courses themselves. So the next process now is actually applying for the grant. So the whole process is so simple. And Justin is available to answer any of your questions. I think we talked about perhaps me doing a testimonial to let other businesses know, the process and just how simple it really is. But, what a great thing you get by enrolling.
Yeah, we were really hoping that Irving H. Miller could kind of act as an ambassador to, really help encourage other businesses to get involved. Our thought is it's going to go a lot further coming from a business owner. Like Tracy just did a great job of summarizing the program and how it's already benefited their business. So she could communicate that to other businesses to try and encourage them to get involved. We were also thinking maybe Katarina's could be another good ambassador because they've gone through the Future Proof program, which is another program that's a little bit different from the digital transformation grant. So it'd be good if we had businesses that have participated in both aspects to try and utilize them to communicate the benefits to other businesses, maybe a little bit hesitant to get on board.
Is anybody else here, madam? Ben, Pearl, Karen, no?
No.
We've talked on the phone, and I think Thomas has a meeting set up with him.
Oh yeah. No, he's great. I'm just at the point of waiting for grant money. So I've applied for everything, and no, he's been great. And the irony is, I'm going to be getting someone, well, if I get the money, who's going to basically build a website for me. The irony is the person that's going to end up doing it is a friend of mine from when I was a teenager. So she has her own, design company for websites and stuff. So it's kind of ironic, but No, it's amazing. And as Tracy said, the training, man, there was stuff in there I didn't even know you could do. I don't know. I can text people, but man, it was impressive. I was surprised. But no, this is a great program. This really is. I don't know. Is there anything else on the topic?
Just maybe a quick update. So we've got until end of February to take businesses through the actual Digital Main Street program, but the digital transformation grant is only open until the end of November.
Yeah.
So we're really focused now on trying to get the information into the hands of as many businesses as possible so that they can apply and hopefully tap into that grant money to start implementing some of the recommendations that Justin is going to be able to help them with now in February. So that's critical. So any cross promotion you can do, if you see Justin posting on the BIA page, which he's doing pretty regularly, please share them through your networks as well.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else? No? Sounds good. This is going to be a good thing. I like it. Next, 6.2, the Ontario by Bike program, which we've discussed several times. I'd actually, first off, maybe Dana, did you get a chance to talk to anybody there?
No, I
Oh, you
haven't.
haven't? Oh, okay.
It just has fallen to the bottom of my pile, unfortunately.
That's all right. That's all right.
It isn't something I'm going to follow up on. So what we were looking at doing is getting a destination assessment done for Prescott as a community as a whole. And then that would kind of help with our actions to try and get actual businesses on board and possibly get the BIA area designated.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, because I spoke with
Thank you.
Louisa, and I think it was Louisa. And basically you need, I think it's a minimum of 5 businesses for the BIA to be able to register. But those 5 businesses have to meet their separate criterias that are laid out. So I do know the Colonel's Inn is already registered. I just found out the beginning of the week that Katarina's put in for their registration. Mike actually is the one who did it for Colonel's Inn. I'm gonna do it as soon as I get my shop moved and settled in. So probably look for 2 more. This could take a little longer than I anticipated, but I think the museum, once moved, would probably be an ideal place. There is someone else I'm talking to. They have a place. It sucks because of where their distance is. They have they're basically kind of like a bicycle repair retail place, but they're out on Cedar Grove Road, just outside of town. And apparently they have been doing been in line for their repairs when the Ontario by Bike program, they do a ride by the tour every year, I think. And they come through the area, and they apparently have been helping them for bike repairs and stuff. So I've kind of chatted with them, nothing specific, but
I wonder if there's an opportunity for a business to almost partner with them, and they could, as a way to get them into Prescott and communicating their services and possibly like some bike repair kits and things like that. Yeah, like getting a business to connect with them.
I can tell you what I can tell you. I do have a conversation going with them. That's about it. But they're definitely I asked them if they've considered, registering and considered, even opening a store in town, and they've said yes to both. So that's about as far as I got with the conversation, but could definitely be helpful. Obviously, there's a lot more to that. Like, I mean, I think Tracy was there for the OP meeting we just went through in regards to bike trails and stuff like that. Would definitely help maybe push that a little more, having some decent trails and stuff through town. I know that's probably a little ways out there, but.
And please feel free to refer them to me, Kevin. I'd love an opportunity to chat with him if there is some interest in Prescott. and just, some other ideas that we could look at partnering with him to, provide more services to cycling tourists coming through the community. It's great to know that we have a local provider in the area, and they also have a lot of expertise to bring, so he could be a great asset.
Yeah, I don't think, I'll check if I actually gave me your name or not. I don't think I did, but I'll double check. If not, I will, but yeah. I don't know. Anybody have any more thoughts on this topic? No? Alrighty. How about we move along then?
Kevin, I just have a quick question. Kevin, where are you?
Sorry, Pearl.
You just said that you're relocating?
I am.
Business? Oh, where are you going? You're staying in the BIA, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You mean seriously? You haven't heard?
No.
Oh. Okay. Anybody else want to tell her, or should I?
Why, you moving
No,
into?
I will be renting the. I'll be renting the Forwarders Museum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Now that that's on the internet, I expect phone calls tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, but we already got plans on the go to move, and so
Good. That's
changing
great.
the business. I'm changing the business name too.
Good stuff.
So yeah, I'll let more people know about things as time moves. It's not the best time of year to move, but it happened a lot later than we thought it was going to. So whatever. Anyways, next discussion around replacing our brochures that we don't have. I know Dana and I have had a quick conversation about this. We found all kinds of old ones in the Forwarders Museum, though. If you need any, they're outdated, but there's tons there. What are your thoughts on this brochure thing, Dana?
To be honest with you, Kevin, I really, I think there is still value in having something printed. I don't want to say that we should get away from that completely. But I think when it comes to brochures, if you're looking at doing something really detailed and actually having businesses listed on there, like the BIA has done in the past, it gets very problematic because there's, half the time the thing has become obsolete before it's even off the printer due to constant business changes. It's an ever-changing climate. So I would be, we were thinking, I've seen some other communities go more the digital route and have actual kiosks, and they're developing apps that people can utilize. The kiosks are placed throughout the community in various locations, and they could also be driven through a QR code system. So it would be an online hosted application, and you could go on and learn about, whether you're looking for a business, transportation, accommodations, actually plan a little bit of a vacation here and create an itinerary based on, what you want to do and some of the activities that you want to participate in, and really learn more about the community that way. We could have self-guided tours on there as well, and really keep it fresh and have some new content. You could have business promotions, special events happening in the town. It would really be a one-stop shop for community information. And then what I was thinking is we could support that with the development of just a simple rack card that would also have that QR code directing all traffic visitors to that online application to get the information, as well as just have some general community information, probably a basic tourism map on the back with some of the key attractions, amenities, and then that rack card would actually be distributed to some of the larger travel centers that we actually have the opportunity to put brochures in. We would have them available at the museum, visitor center, things of that nature. But that's what I'm really seeing with a lot of municipalities now. They tend to be transitioning more into the digital application world while still having a bit of a supportive print publication to drive traffic to it. So yeah, just wanted to get a sense of what the BIA's thoughts were on that. If you're really if you'd really prefer to go with the traditional, brochure and do something on your own. But that's kind of the direction that the town is headed.
Well, I think digital is probably the way most things are going anyway.
Yeah.
So
Who would be responsible for keeping the digital content up?
So it would be a combination of what I would suggest is we'd actually hire an app developer to go in and develop that application for us, but it would then be, the ongoing responsibility for keeping that data consistent and fresh and populating it with new content, updating business directories, things like that would fall more on town staff, our summer tourism students. There could be an opportunity, I'm sure, that we could create a way for the BIA to provide feedback as far as needed updates to areas that focus on the BIA. There's definitely different options that we could explore for that, but I would suggest it would be staff that would take the ultimate responsibility for keeping it updated and fresh.
no, Matthew.
I definitely encourage and endorse a three-pronged approach. One, the rack card that leads you to a digital platform that then can be kept up to date all the time. So you don't have to keep printing things over and over. It's just up to date as you go. The second is then it also allows you to kind of put stickers. You can provide that to businesses to put on their windows. We could put it on little placards on our waste cans and things like that, so that and throughout, even on our walking trails, and people can just scan it, and it leads them again to that electronic platform. And then the third one that Dana brought up was perhaps having a couple little kiosks, and maybe we can work with the banks, as a prime example, or some of those high traffic businesses that you can kind of just go on, tap it, very similar to what you see in A&W and in a lot of places. It's just kind of a nice little simple tablet. You click on it. Oh, I'm looking for hairdressing, or I'm looking for antiques, or I'm looking for banking services, and it brings that up. All feeds off the same app, all feeds off the same database. And I think really what we're not going to ask the BIA to pay for it, but be a partner in it and help identify what are the categories, what are, as businesses change and things like that, being able to just identify those for us, and if there's anything that you see as something that's being outdated, then we pick up on that and go from there. So there's a couple of great apps out there, and one of them, I think Brockville is just working on rolling out this year, and something that we might like to replicate. And so not a high dollar amount, but I think if we take that three-pronged approach to it, then I think it gets the people, still has that rack card that can be put in the Ottawa airport and throughout Eastern Ontario and beyond. But then it also gets the people that are perhaps just looking on the internet or happen to be right downtown and need to know where to go. So I think that for us it covers the vast majority of who we want to get to as an audience, and it kind of doesn't force us to have to bring it in disparate databases and information sources. So that was really important to us. And I think what we would like is, if you like the idea, then passing a motion to say, yeah, we like the idea, and that's something that we can then bring to council and put some resources behind and bring that forward.
Do you guys has there been discussion on like a timeline that you want to see this in?
I think for me, I would like to try and get it up and running by kind of next Victoria Day. So you're hitting that summer season. It's important for us to, the rack cards and things like that can be done beforehand, because the QR code, we can, change it to what it's linking to after the fact for some changes. And so, we can start to get the rack cards done and underway, and then have it link and change that link as we move forward and continue to develop things. But really, that's kind of what we'd like to try and focus on, is get ready for the next summer season, for that tourist season. And then once it's in place, then it's just a matter of maintenance.
Anybody have any thoughts on that? Ben? Ben?
I really like the idea for sure. The brochures are good to have in hand, but they don't become obsolete. Regarding the kiosk, I love that idea too. One thing that a supplier I came across when I opened the store was I ended up with the LED signs, but another option was to actually have a screen that would actually be on the other side of the window to actually people go see my listings. So that whenever, we're selecting the location, I thought wherever the BIA and the chamber, if that happens in the location or in the museum, I would kind of suggest to look at that option. That way you don't need a store that's open. It's in the window and you can actually click through. And what I found out is it'll count the time where people are searching. It will count how many people are walking by. So you're getting analytics from it as well. So if that app ties into that screen, maybe I just want to bring that forward. I know there's a lot of different ideas, but
That's a really good point too, that I forgot to mention, Ben, the analytics that go with that and the demographics that you can actually uncover about your visitors and really get a sense of, okay, who's coming to the community? How do we better market to them and not waste precious resources that we simply don't have? And really identify, what are those key features that is attracting that common market to Prescott that we can start to build off. And like you say, the analytics, the data that we can get from, these type of applications is, that to me is the more valuable, I think, moving forward, just because of how we can transition our marketing and our messaging.
well, it's going to help to attract when we're approaching maybe Ron Whitehorn from the, for the bike repair shop, right? It just, now we have data, we have facts to say this is the traffic that we have and this is where, they go. So it's definitely a selling feature to promote new businesses in town.
Anybody else? So, do we care to throw a motion together? What do we all think? I think everybody's saying yes. It's hard to see everybody at once.
Okay, I'll take a stab at this one. I'll create a motion, three-prong approach. The first one to create a rack card that will drive people to a digital platform where they'll be updated by.
You're breaking up there, Ben.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Better now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I guess I'm off the
I
hook.
think it's you, Kevin, because I heard Ben just fine the whole
Did you really?
time.
I couldn't hear him at all.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, sorry.
I thought I was off the hook.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, so a creation of a rack card with generic information with a QR code to drive people to a digital platform that will be maintained by the town and staff, as well to have a location, maybe kiosk or window operation where visitors will have access to view information in the area and hopefully utilize that to attract new businesses in Prescott.
Get all that, Karen?
No, I'll have to go back and watch the replay on that one.
Yeah, I might have to. That's okay. My replay is
That's quite
frozen.
wordy.
So
I'll watch
for whatever
the replay
reason,
on
I'm
that
freezing
one.
up. So. Alrighty. So Ben has made the motion. Anybody care to second?
I'll second the motion.
Karen will second the motion. All in favor? Sweet, motion carried. I think that'll be a good one. All right. I don't think there's anything else on that one. Next would be 6.4, recruitment of new board members. We've talked about it. Has anybody talked to anybody who's interested in being on the board?
No.
No? I got 3.
Oh, good.
We're not gonna do anything in regards to getting them on the board tonight, because I've asked them to watch the meeting tonight. Just to double check that they actually want to do it. Because I'd be scared of us too. But so hopefully the next meeting, I talked with Matthew basically on how we'll manage to do that for hopefully next meeting. But yeah, I've talked to 3 people that are fairly interested, so that's why they're kind of watching tonight, and
That's awesome.
hopefully we can get a few people on board. And since we're here, I may throw it under this one, I guess. You guys all saw that Lacey has resigned from the board.
Mhm.
Yes. So something I know I haven't done in the past is I need to make a motion to actually accept her resignation. If that could be made by someone, that would be great.
I'll make the motion that the board accept Lacey Castleman's notice of resignation.
All righty. Anybody care to second that? Second by Pearl. All in favor? Motion carried. Actually, I never even thought, dude, does the town send anything out for when people resign from boards like that?
No, we generally don't. It's
No, okay.
captured in the minutes, which is they're included in the public information package, so we don't
Yeah.
generally do a.
I didn't know if there was like a thank you note or anything that goes along with it.
We do
By all
have
means,
the ability, though, if you want to direct us, like we've got a really nice vinyl presentation folder, actually, that we just ordered. You know, so we could do up something on behalf of the BIA, I think, if that's desired. A
Yeah,
little
I
bit of a town souvenir package.
I don't think that's a terrible idea. Anybody else?
No, I think that would be a nice idea as well.
All right. Should we make, so we need to, yeah, okay. So if we can also, we'll make a motion then to direct town to send Lacey Castleman a thank you package. Would that be sufficient, Dana?
Yeah, I think that works. Matthew, does that
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to do that.
cover?
All right. Anyone care
That
to
would
make a motion?
include the certificate as well.
Yeah. Did we make the motion yet? Did I ask anybody? I forgot.
I think you're just waiting for someone to move it.
Oh yeah, okay. Anybody care to move that motion?
I'll make the motion. I'll
Thank
make
you,
the
Pearl.
motion.
Anybody second?
Send the package to Lacey.
Oh,
Did I see your hand, Tracy?
Tracy second, yeah.
Tracy second. Alrighty, all in favor? All right, motion carried. She has volunteered her services though if we ever need help. That's just Lacey. Alrighty. Next is our financial report. Take it to the financial boss.
Yeah, so nothing really new to report. We're just still working off of September 30th financial statement because I did not get one for October. I forgot to request one. I don't know if there would be much change anyway, unless we got invoices in yet for the furnishings. So after we pay for the furnishings, we're probably looking at having around $5,900. So if we, if there was anything that we wanted to do before the end of the year, there is money still available.
Is the town doing anything for Christmas this year?
In terms of,
I guess anything like the tree lighting, or I guess can you even do anything now with COVID still looming?
it's going to definitely be a little different this year. So Christmas decorations will be going up in the next couple of weeks. Pole wraps, baskets of greenery and things like that. So that's certainly still happening. We're having discussions with the fire department in terms of if we can provide an alternative to the normal Santa Claus parade. And then hoping that anything that we do there would also be coordinated with the tree lighting. It won't be the same where we're bringing lots of people together, but being able to participate perhaps virtually or just enjoy it, people on their own when they're able to get there. So those are a couple of things that we are working on, looking probably more towards December as opposed to November. Normally we would be looking at having a Santa Claus parade, and that has a lot to do with how many Santa Claus parades there are throughout Eastern Ontario and the multiple members in each one. So looking much more into December at this point to be able to do those things. But certainly we have a few ideas and things that we want to roll out.
Okay, I was just wondering if there was something going on that the BIA could partner. I know that I've heard from many people about the Halloween gift bags. That was a huge success. So I was wondering if maybe you were going to do something for Christmas along those lines as well. Maybe the BIA could partner.
So first of all, thank you for the feedback, and secondly, that's certainly something that I've been batting around since we've received the feedback from Halloween. And so certainly if the BIA would like to participate in that sort of thing, then we will absolutely keep that in mind. And yeah, I'm starting to think along those lines of what could we do in a similar vein to be able to celebrate in a way that's perhaps a little bit different, but still be able to provide some joy and Christmas cheer for this time of year.
Yeah, I think we'd definitely help out if something comes up. I'm not doing a house decorating contest, just for the record. I don't have time for that. That's way too many houses.
That went over very well though, Kevin. That was.
It went better than I thought it was going to be honest. But yeah, we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah, good for you though.
Yeah, it was fun. I couldn't win my own prize, but what do you do? Alrighty. So we got that under wraps. Number 8. Anything from staff? I'll bet you guys got all kinds of stuff, don't you?
So
no?
Certainly we just finished up this afternoon a economic development focus group for the official plan review. I think that went very well. We received 18 responses from on economic development, as well as 150 responses from the general public on the official plan review. To give you an indication, normally when we do visioning sessions, we might get 5 to 8 people in a room. So certainly COVID has made us have to rethink that engagement, but we're very happy with the response that we've received so far. Certainly one of the clear messages that we heard both from an economic focus group as well as from the general public is downtown is a major focus, and being able to provide a venue that people can be proud of, that people can experience and have experiences in that area, and providing linkages between the waterfront and downtown. So certainly the same messages that we've heard before, and certainly within this group as well. And so I think that really starts to help us make the case for spending money in that area beyond what we've already done, and really focus on that beautification side, as well as an interesting kind of part of the feedback is really taking a more stringent look at property standards and putting those policies in place to be able to say, yes, you do have to keep up your building, and if certain things happen, then you will be required to address them. So that certainly helps from a policy perspective, because sometimes as staff we feel when we bring out those types of policies, that there might not be support of it. So we're able to now get that understanding that there is support for those types of measures, and that certainly helps us build the case when we have those discussions with the public and with council, who ultimately makes those decisions. So really a helpful part from that standpoint. I think we're the other thing that I don't think a lot of people have realized, but I did want to mention it, is that we've approved in the last 2 years with our new CIP over $200,000 in grants and $200,000 in interest-free loans. So that's spurred that's been part of supporting over $9 million in investment, not only in the downtown, but in our employment areas and some other areas as well. And so wildly successful, and something that we want to maintain that momentum. So certainly we're very pleased with those outcomes and being able to spur those investments. And we want to now start to continue along that and making very focused efforts to fill those stores and to bring the downtown back to life, really. And there's a three-pronged approach. It's living there, working there, and playing there. And having those three opportunities to experience the downtown is key. And I think they work hand in hand, and that's very much where we're going to be looking at policies from an official plan perspective to be able to support that. So just wanted to kind of provide a little bit of update on official plan and where we are with that.
All sounding positive.
Mhm.
Anything else from staff?
Nope, you really, Matthew covered everything that I really planned on touching on.
All right. Well, I thought you'd have more to say. All right. Next 9, new business. Any new business this evening?
Yeah, I have
hello.
one that I'd like to bring up. Sadly, Bert White passed away. I think most people had heard that, and I think it would be a really nice gesture from the BIA to either make a donation on his behalf, or send something. They were members of the BIA for a long time, and I thought it'd be nice if we did some sort of a gesture.
I did want to make mention that the town is sending flowers on behalf of staff and council and committees. So you can decide to supplement that as well, if you wish, or we have done that when we heard.
What do you think? Do you want to add to it at all, or?
Pardon? You cut out there.
Did you want to add anything to what town's doing, or?
Yeah, I thought it would be nice from the BIA to send something, but
Yeah.
What's everyone else's thoughts?
Anybody?
Yeah, I think we should send something from the BIA as well. That would be nice. You said Bert White? That's Donna's husband?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I hadn't heard that.
No, I'd only heard that this week as well. I didn't know that he had been sick, but I'd heard that he had passed away. Yeah.
I believe the obituary is, if you're thinking about a donation, Karen, is, I believe, is to the Brockville General Hospital. But that could be, but I think that was their charity of choice.
Okay. I think that would be a nice gesture to do a donation. If the town has sent flowers, be nice to do the donation.
So do we want to confirm the charity, or are you pretty sure, Teresa?
I can look it up, but you can look up
which
the obituary.
Which funeral home is it with?
Irving, I think, but now I am guessing. So let me just see if I can find it here. Oh, I'm useless.
That's okay. We can,
I think
You
I
could
can-
just word it to the charity of choice.
yes, yeah. And
Yeah.
Tracy, what do you think for a dollar figure?
You're
You're on
muted,
mute.
Tracy.
You're still muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
There's no issue there, whatever everybody wants.
What's a normal amount? I don't really know. I've never actually.
I would say, you know, a $50, $100.
100 was kind of slipping through my brain, but
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
just,
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking
100?
100 as well.
Okay.
Okay, it is Irving, Karen, it is Irving, and it is donations to the Brockville and District Hospital Foundation, ICU.
Okay, I see you. Okay. Thank you.
you
It's
want
only
to?
63. Wow. Wow, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll make the motion that we, on behalf of the BIA, don't make a donation of $100 to the Brockville and District Hospital Foundation ICU in honor of Bert White.
Alrighty. Motion made by Karen, seconded by Ben. All in favor? Motion carried. Yeah, that's too bad. All right. Anything else under new business? Oh, Tracy,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, sorry. No, I'm just thinking that it's time to start thinking about the budget for next year. It's
Yeah.
already November. And,
It's coming up on us quick.
if you want to add it to the next meeting's agenda, or if you want to have any type of planning meeting.
We can put it on the next agenda. Let's go from there. I can't. That's a little far ahead right now to see what else will be on there, but yeah, we'll put it on the next agenda. I'll write that down. Actually, that reminds me, actually, since we're here, on that one, Matthew, about agenda and year ending, under our bylaws, it would state that our 4 executives, our roles are supposed to change every 2 years. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Alrighty. How does just out of curiosity, what happens with that if people don't want to change, or like, I'm trying to figure out how to word that.
So I think any particular role can't be served more than 2 consecutive term or 2
Yeah.
consecutive years. So you're able to change roles, things like that, but just not hold the same role for 2 straight years. So that would be kind of what we would look at. Probably in January, it'd be appropriate to discuss. It'd also be helpful if we had the new members onboarded by then.
Yeah.
And then be able to discuss exactly how we would go about determining who would like which positions.
Okay. We'll worry about that as we get closer. It's just something that popped into my head when I was going through stuff the other day. All right, that's all I had for that. Sorry, kind of a afterthought. So anything else in business? Nope, nada. Sweet. That move makes us go on to number 10, adjournment. Anybody care to make the motion to adjourn this evening's meeting? If nobody makes the motion, we're just going to sit here. Pearl will make the motion, seconded by Tracy. All in favor? Motion carried. That's it. That's all. Thanks a lot, folks.
Okay, so
Have a
next
good
meeting,
night, everybody.
December 8th.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Good night.